Yo, what's up YouTube? Edwin the Comic Jabroni coming at you, and I'm taking the Are you me? Am I a comic book nerd? 25 questions. Let's get into them. Welcome back, guys. Like I said, my name is Edwin the Comic Jabroni, and today I am taking the Are You a Nerd comic book challenge. I was recently tagged in a few videos on YouTube to take the Are You a Comic Book Nerd challenge, which is 25 questions, and pretty much if you answer yes to any one of these questions, you're a damn comic book nerd. But I decided, hey, let's go ahead and answer these questions on camera. Let's give some stories behind each one of them and let you guys get further into my comic book nerddom. So the two videos that I saw where I was tagged was number one, Asian Funk Comics, and Superpower Review, or Karate Kevin. Those two did awesome videos, and I'm gonna link them down in the description below, and I'm gonna post them up here in that corner, somewhere up there. I'm gonna post it up there in the corner, and definitely go check out those channels. Go check those two guys out. They have awesome comic YouTube channels, and definitely go check out their responses to these 25 questions. But let's not make this an all-day affair. Let's answer the question. Edwin the Comic Jabroni, are you a comic book nerd?
Have you ever nitpicked a comic book over its condition?
So question number one asked, have I ever nitpicked a comic over its condition? Well, of course I have, right? With newer comic books, yes, I want the best condition copy that I can get. So especially anything after like 1990, I will definitely look at the corners, I'll look at the spine, I'll open it up and I'll look at each page. Definitely make sure that I try to get a 9.8, but doesn't always happen. Now with older books, getting into that Bronze Age, Silver Age, and I've got one Golden Age book. But when we get into those, I'll nitpick a little bit, but I understand when a book is not in the most pristine, near mint condition. So, hey, low grade is better than no grade. But that's enough for number one. Let's get into number two.
Have you ever sniped anyone on eBay?
Have you ever sniped anybody on eBay? I can tell you when it comes to comics, I don't think I really ever have. I've bought a few books on eBay, but I've never really gone into an auction trying to snipe somebody. I'll see a book, we'll try to get it at the best price that I can, but if somebody outbids me and there's like, a minute left, I'm not gonna go in there and try to get them right there at that last second. So I can't honestly say no to this one for comics. Now, have I sniped with video games? Well, that's a whole different conversation.
Have you ever paid over $100 for a book or gone over your budget?
Have I ever paid over $100 for a book or gone over budget? Enough of that.
Have you ever complained about specking or flipping?
Have I ever complained about specking or flipping? No, I have not. Now, has there been some spec out there on books that I didn't really think needed specced on, or people flipping them? Sometimes. But hey, that's the way the comic game goes. There's going to be specking out there. There's going to be people flipping their books. You see it in the video game world, and you see it in comics, and you see it collecting figures and things of that nature. So that's just the way the world works. That's the way the cookie crumbles, you dig? But I've never complained about it. Hey, you do you. It's your money. Spend it the way you want.
Have you ever received a comic as a gift?
Have I ever given or received a comic as a gift? More times than I can count. Now, I've received gifts as comics before in the past for my birthday and for Christmas. Have I ever for an anniversary? I don't think so, but if my wife watches this, hey babe. So, have I given gifts as a comic, right? Yes, I have. I've done giveaways on my channel before. I'm not exactly sure. Do we consider that a gift? Or is it just a giveaway and me giving back to the community? Hey, it's a gift, right? You didn't pay for it. I'm giving it to you guys to give back to the community. So that's a definite yes.
As an adult, have you ever decorated your home in comic paraphernalia?
Have I ever decorated my home in comic paraphernalia? Well, you're looking at one corner of the man cave. Maybe I'll take some B-roll footage and show you the rest of the man cave, but that's a definite yes.
Have you ever skipped work to read or buy comics?
Have I ever skipped work to read or buy a comic? I can say no, but the reason I can say no to this is because when I did work at the hospital, working night shift, I would always get off at like 7 or 7:30 in the morning. I had enough time to get home, get ready, and get to the comic book store. But when I started going to school about 3 years ago, I would always try to make my schedule at school to where I had the 10 o'clock hour off so I can get to the comic book store. That always didn't work. There was 1 or 2 semesters where I had a class on Wednesdays at 10 o'clock in the morning. And there were weeks where I did not want to wait to get home from school, so I skipped class to go buy comics. So, is that a yes? I would say so.
Have you ever paid to go to a con?
Have I ever paid to go to a con? That's a definite yes. Alamo City Comic Con here in San Antonio and Big Texas Con. I'm not a huge YouTuber. I'm not one of these big time celebrities on YouTube or on TV or whatever where they're just giving me free passes to get to cons. I still have to pay for them like everybody else. But I've enjoyed going to them and they're worth my money and my time. So it's a definite yes.
Have you ever paid to get an autograph, photo, or sketch?
Have I ever paid to get an autograph or a picture or a sketch? Yes, yes, and yes. The first one for me being Stan Lee 4 years ago here at Alamo City Comic Con. Had him actually sign one of my books, sent it off to CGC, and got graded, got sent back. As far as sketches go, I have a Batman book that I use that as like my autograph book now. Anytime I go to a con, I always take that with me, and it's a heavy son of a bitch, but I always take it with me. And anybody I see there that's doing sketches, I will pay them to sketch a Batman or sign in the book, whatever it have be. But this is a definite yes.
Have you ever bought multiple copies of a book?
Have I ever bought multiple copies of a book? Yes, yes, yes. That's a definite for me, especially if there's a book that comes out on Wednesday that, hey, we already talked about speccing. If there's a book out there where I know, hey, it might be hot, definite pick up more than one copy. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I definitely, whenever I can see copies of certain books out there, I always pick them up. It's X-Men issue number 4, that first appearance of Omega Red. I've got, I don't know how many copies of that book. I can't even count. I absolutely love that cover. I love Omega Red. But yeah, Turtles, especially issue number 1. Yeah, I don't have multiple copies of that. But the 4th print, the 5th print, I've got multiple copies of that one.
Have you ever bought multiple covers of a book?
Have I ever bought multiple covers of a book? Yes, I have. Especially nowadays with the whole A cover and then the B cover variant, I will definitely buy. Naomi came out last year, issue number 1. I bought multiple copies of the A cover, and then I also bought the B cover to go along with it. In this environment, the comic environment that we're in, usually the A cover is the one that you want. But when you have a chance to buy the A and the B cover at cover price, shit, go ahead and do it, right?
Have you ever complained that you need to downsize your collection for space?
Have I ever complained that I needed to downsize my collection? No, but my wife has complained, and she said, damn, Edwin, you got too many books. Time to start selling these off. Hey, I sold them off and it helped me get that one.
Have you ever sent a book for grading?
Have I ever sent a book to get graded? Yeah, I sent that one. That was a raw book I sent to get graded. That one, that was a raw book I sent to get graded. My Batman Killing Joke, my Teen Titans issue number 12. Almost, I would have to say 85% of my graded comic collection are raw books that I had in my collection that I sent off to get graded. Hey, we're halfway through. Let's take an old-fashioned break.
Have you ever sent a book for cleaning or pressing?
Have I ever sent a book to get cleaned and pressed? Well, I've sent books to get graded, and hell yeah, I've sent books to get cleaned and pressed, and I send them through the CGC service, right? CCS. I definitely have, in my opinion. And this might be conspiracy theory on my part, but I think CGC gives you better grades if you send your books to get pressed and cleaned through their service. What might have been a 9.4 or 9.6 might come back a 9.8. Now, I'm not saying there aren't services out there that clean and press and send your book in and do an absolutely amazing job. There are. But in my time sending books in, whenever I've sent them in through CCS, I think they have come back as better grades when they probably should have been a lower grade.
Have you ever bought chases or store exclusives?
Have I ever bought Chase or store exclusives? Yes, on both of those. And this question actually, to me, reminds me I need to do a what the heck is a Chase or a store exclusive. There are people out there in this comic community that don't really know what a Chase variant is. One that comes to mind is that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Shattered Grid where they came out, they were black polybagged. You didn't know which Ranger was on the inside, right? And there was that Green Ranger that everybody wanted, the Red Ranger. You know, and a bunch of people always got the pink and the blue and the black Ranger, which are awesome, but everybody wanted the green. So those are Chase variants. I'm gonna do a what the heck is on it, but yes, I have bought both store exclusive and Chase variants.
Have you ever traded comics?
Have I ever traded comics? That is a definite yes. If you look behind me, this Ultimate Fallout issue number 4, first appearance of Miles Morales, I actually got that book off of a trade from my homie Alan. He was looking for, I think it wasn't Image, it was a different publisher, but he was looking for Hillbilly issue number 1. And he said, hey, I've got extra copies of Ultimate Fallout 4. If you trade me your Hillbilly number 1, I'll give you Ultimate Fallout number 4. And I said, hell yes, let's do that right now. But yeah, I've definitely traded for comics, guys. There's comics in my personal collection that I have, and I'm not super in love or attached to them, and I know there's other books out there that I'd rather have, so let's do a trade.
Have you ever waited to get tickets to a comic book movie?
Have I ever waited to get tickets to a comic book movie? Yeah, I usually wait. I mean, I'll buy them the day they go on sale, or in some cases, I'll wait till the day that my wife and I want to go, and then we'll just go to the ticket office and buy them. I'm not exactly sure where this question is going. Maybe some people do something else with their comic book movie tickets. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below.
Have you ever got into a fight or physical altercation because of comics?
Have I ever gotten into a fight or physical altercation over comic books? I have not. Have you seen? It's part of the reason I work out, so nobody messes with me when I go comic book hunting. Anyways, no, I have not ever gotten into a physical altercation. And to be quite honest, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody fighting, like fist, get away from a comic. I've never seen that before. Most of the comic book nerds that I've seen looks like they haven't gotten in a fight in their whole life and they wouldn't know how to punch anybody. But that's just me. Hey, I don't know. Have you ever gotten in a fight?
Have you ever trolled online or got into a post-war over comics?
Have I ever trolled online or gotten into a post-war? Reminds me about this one time where myself and Burke Family 54 started talking shit back and forth to each other. That's all squashed and it's water under the bridge. But yeah, I guess I have trolled before. It was funny at first and then it got to be just stupid and that's dumb and I should have never done it.
Have you ever dressed up as an adult as a comic character?
As an adult, have I ever dressed as a comic book character? 2 years ago at one of the Comic Cons here in San Antonio, I dressed up as Flash Gordon. It looked okay, but I still had the beard and it didn't really look, that great. And a few years before that, I dressed up as the Macho Man. Oh yeah, my wife dressed up as Miss Elizabeth and we took the kids out trick-or-treating. It was an amazing time. So yeah, I've dressed up as comic book characters, if you consider Flash Gordon and the Macho Man as comic book characters.
Have you ever lied about collecting comics?
Have I ever lied about collecting comics? No, I have not. If people ask me, I tell them outright, hell yeah, I collect comic books. Shit, I love it. I absolutely love it. Have I not told my wife everything that I've bought? In the past, I have. She knows everything that I buy now. I show her all the time. But yeah, I'll come back from a new comic book day Wednesday and I'll show her half of what I bought.
Have you ever flipped or specced on a book?
Have I ever flipped or specced on a book? Yeah, of course, we all have. That's the name of the game. There's gonna be people out there that read this question and go, I've never specced on a book ever. And there you go. That's a liar right there. I have definitely specced on books. I have tried to flip some books before. I even sold one on eBay a month ago or 2 months ago. Didn't really work out too well. I made only like a few bucks over what I actually paid for it. So no, I don't really do that anymore. But I still spec on books, and I'll buy spec books.
Have you ever bought a figure or statue of a comic character?
Have I ever bought a figure or a statue of a comic book character? Well, you're looking at my Ninja Turtle case right here, and there are definitely plenty of action figures in there, so this is a definite yes.
Have you ever cried or been angry over reading a comic?
Have I ever cried or been angry over a comic book or a comic storyline? No, I can't say that I ever cried over that, even though I am a crier. But no, nothing I've ever read really got me that angry. You know, there was that Captain America where he said Hail Hydra a few years ago and people were all up in arms. Oh, Captain America. Oh, he would never say that. Or there was that Superman holding a beer. And I know there's some people out there that say, oh, Superman would never drink a beer. And nah, man, it's comic book, guys. It's not life or death. If Superman wants to drink a beer, let the dude drink a beer, huh? He'll be all right.
Do you have a comic-related tattoo?
And the last question, do I have a comic book-related tattoo? I unfortunately do not. Now, I do have tattoos, but I don't have anything that's comic book related. The only one that I ever was going to get, and I still am going to get it, I had my son's name put into the middle of a really badass, like, Batman, the old school Batman symbol, and instead of saying Batman inside, it actually said my son's name. I'll post a picture of it. I am going to get that tattooed one of these days. I have my daughter's name tattooed on my dog tag since she was the firstborn. But my son deserves a spot on this body. So hey, I'm gonna do that one day. But no, as of right now, I do not have any comic book related tattoos. So guys, that's 25 questions in the Are You a Comic Book Nerd Challenge. I answered quite a few of them with yeses, so I guess I can say I'm a comic book nerd, which is not a bad thing. Better to be a comic book nerd than a super douche. Anyways, hey guys, have a great day. Remember to drink your old fashions because they keep you healthy, especially during this time with the COVID. Ooh, yeah. Take it easy though. Name's Edwin the Comic Jabroni. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below. Are you a comic book nerd? Take it easy. Peace.